Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gillesmansillon. I'm an artist and spiritualist. I greet you in the light of love and light of the Creator. We are really. It's very important to let go of all anything that is not God. Realize your life is God. There is nothing that is needed outside of God, and so this is really why the tribulation comes. Is because the cause and the effect of the distortions of humanity. That's what we have to go through. What we have to go through. Yet it is a slow path. It is like we've been asked to walk 1 mile and say, well, the point of freedom is in 1 mile. And then we walk this 1 mile. And then we meet someone and say, oh, no, it's 1 mile away. So we walk another mile. And then we meet someone and say, oh, no, it's 1 mile away. And then so it's like laugh and just take your time, take it easy. Because if we would have told it's 50 miles away, we would have said, well, it's too far away. We're not going. So that's why Spirit has to guide us step by step. So it's about understanding that just to be patient, courageous, and perseverant, for we belong to a divine brotherhood, sisterhood of intelligence, and connect to the higher plane, connect to the unlimited consciousness of the great universal soul, the great central sun. Remember, God is your life. Remember, God is my life, God is my protection, God is my resources. And all of that comes through the hands for the hands of angels. For the angels are the hands of God. They are the great divine ministers, the ascended masters, or the great cosmic beings. And for that, your guides are here. You have divine guides that are always there to, whenever you're ready, they will assist you in receiving this information, and they will assist you in bringing your success also. For we have certain we want to follow our passions without expectation. So it's like follow to let go, to love without expectation, without it's when it becomes unconditional, and at which point the resistance is left, and so much can flow in and through us. For I am the light of God that never fails. I am the truth of God that always prevails. I am the love of God that fulfills and heals. So all of that is really, remember that. Remember those mantras. You are the light. You are the truth. I am the way. I am the truth. I am that I am. For I am is the great name of God. It is the presence, means I always have been and always will be. And we say I am that I am. It's the only true identity you can recognize yourself as, is this divine entity, this divine being that you are an extension of, that is God, and you are source reality in form. So never forget that. It is very, very important, and remind yourself as much as is needed. I'm going to pull a few cards to look at the chakras. Chakras are energetic centers that are aligned on the vertical axis. For all the chakras, all their own consciousness, just as every organ and cells even all their own consciousness that is tempted by experiences and memories. We want to discharge all the painful memories to activate the source codes within all our beings, all our bodies. And so we're going to move from the lower chakras to the upper chakras for the roots, starting with the roots. Then we move into the sacral chakra. Oh, we have the same cards as in French reading, although I mixed them. It's interesting. And so imagine that this a little bit different order, but imagine that your root chakras is like it's what grounds you to the earth. It's at the bottom of the spine. It's like it accelerates and turns into this brilliant sun, and then as you move into the chakras, you can visualize all your chakras being there is a bright central sun at the center of each of your chakras, and then you can tune in. For we're going to be able to move in. There is these great technologies that have been transformed. This is the Ark of the Covenant. For it used to be the laws of Moses, but now it's celestial engineers are transforming it to be the 7 rays of the God consciousness, the power of infinity. It will be downloaded in September, and this rainbow bridge is a technology that will assist us in moving to higher consciousness. For at the root base is well-being, exactly the same card as in the French reading. We want to continue to cultivate this well-being, to let go of of all that other people think that well-being is. We know what well-being, it feels good. So it's like shouldn't be hard to entertain. We don't cultivate well-being. On the sacral chakra, the earth and the astral planes, we have the test and trials. It's a difficult time we have to go through, but we don't have to be touched by all those dark programs outside of us. As we only allow God and the light of God to be in our consciousness, then we become untouched, we become untouchable. As we do that, we find authenticity, we become authentic, and as we become authentic, we bring the illusions fade away, and we bring back the truth of God. But yet we cannot force somebody else to believe, we cannot force somebody to be optimistic, we cannot force somebody, so we just be silent and send good positive thoughts to those people who are not receptive to this light of truth. What we have in our solar plexus is consolation. We're going to find this healing, this consolation. It's going to be so nice to return to an integrated way of life with joy and fulfillment. We'll be happy to go into the world and share and participate in this new creation of this new earth. What we have in the heart, and the heart is communication. For anything that's not love in your heart, they put fear in the heart so that people would not discover the power of the heart. But communicate from the heart, allow your heart to communicate, to think with your heart and feel with your mind. Because all the invisible realm, you want to tune in to the invisible realm, to know that angels, archangels, ascended master, and cosmic beings are real. For me, the presence of God is not a belief, it is a certainty, just as the higher realm are certainties, and they're like, so you want to deepen the connection so that you can, whenever you call on them, so it's a federation, the Galactic Federation of Light, call on them and they will be there, they will introduce themselves. Of course, they're not going to be a ship that's land on your backyard, it will be a telepathic communication, but they'll show their presence, and it is the same thing. Whatever happens in your mind or in your life, just call on, invoke the peace of God, the inner peace. I am inner peace. I'm calling on the inner peace of God, and then just by breathing and calling this inner peace for a few breaths, the energy is restored and balanced. So continue to communicate from your heart. What we communicate is from the fifth chakra. Is unity, to this principle of unity. For only God knows truly unity. For everybody else, it is still a challenge. We'll discover a new level of unity, but we cannot pretend that we are fully one with all that is. For we know that it is a deep knowledge that we have, but within our experience, it will become eventually fully experiential. Will become universal being. We won't be able to travel because our consciousness will be everywhere. We will reach that level where it will become universal. But we want to continue to understand this principle of unity. There is only one life, and within this one life, there is the play but we do not want to be pushed and pulled in the third dimension. We want to return to this inner peace of God. What we see in our third eye, that is reconciliation. We need to reconciliate ourselves with ourselves first, with God, with life, with all those other parts of ourselves. No matter what we've been through, it was necessary to find this point of freedom. We cannot judge there's no one to judge God. God is God, and source is source, and there is no one that can judge God for what He does and what life becomes and what life is. So just go with the flow and tune in to the joy, the happiness that can unfold from within. And the crown, what we are crowned with, is the solution. The solution is like removing ourselves from the problems, the solution comes. What anchors us in the planet was the divine feminine, the Mother Earth below our feet. Is the divine feminine is in charge, and the divine love is really what we need to integrate, this pink ray of divine love. And here we have generosity. For the Earth is very generous. She's been sharing so much, and all that we've been going through in this very test and trialing process is because of the distortion of humanity, selfish, hateful, all those beings that have absolutely no respect in relationship to the planet and to the rest of humanity. But what assists us in that process is to continue to be generous, and to be generous with what you have. For what we have is what God has given us, so we may as well be generous, and then God will fill what is empty and will empty what is full. It's part of the old teachings. And what is crowning us, it's a power center, the soul star that is above our head, is forgiveness. We're going to continue to work with forgiveness. For forgiveness free us from having negative thoughts that repeat into our mind about old and past situation or people. And you can just X them, put an X not on the people, just send them into the light, but put a red X onto anything that doesn't fit right, and just all situation, they will cancel themselves out from your consciousness. For we do want to live the life of God, for we're living on the half-life here. It's like as mortal consciousness, we want to tune into the immortal part of ourselves, and but we will feel it before we see it. All the angels and the ascended masters, all those presences, we want to feel it and hear them when they speak to us, and for that the I Am Presence will be the translator often of many information that will come to us. But it's all about feeling a lot more than seeing, but we want to tune into the inside and upwards. Always it is for that is the truth of the spirit is deep within the heart, deep within the chakras, and above. It always comes down from above as well. So you will not be touched if we remove ourselves from any form of dramas and of the mental, of the outer world. We become untouchable. We're going to restore the contact with the divine, the tree of life, to abandon this tree of knowledge, the separation of good and evil, to this duality principle. It's how we fall from grace and in this reality matrix. That's why the legend of creation, the myth of creation was explained like that. It was just so we want to move back into the tree of life, the unity consciousness, to continue to plant the seeds of wisdom, to walk the path of Christ consciousness. It has nothing to do with religion. For the Christ is not an object of worship. I'm just say that for the Catholic. It is only a bridge, a friend, a guide, a master, a brother, and he's here to guide you back to your source, to your Creator, to the Father. And so you walk the path of Christ consciousness and call on Him. And there is those eternal laws: knock and the door will open, ask and you shall be given, seek and you shall find. Those are eternal principles. So do not doubt for 1 second. We have to do it with faith and to have no doubts in our ability to connect to the higher planes and to receive the information and the resources. We are part of this divine brotherhood, sisterhood of intelligence. I also wanted to say that there is all kinds of higher technologies that are getting ready for transfer. For the higher celestial engineers are getting ready, a plethora of technologies that will be able to restore, that will be far better in restoring health, in restoring the ecology of the planet, all kinds of things. But those will be uploaded into the mind of the people that are capable of making it happen, rather than just direct importation. So I'm going to pull a few more cards. Remember, God is my life, God is my protection, God is my resources, I am that I am. Remember that. For the highest wisdom is faithful heart, to be faithful to yourself, faithful to those you love, faithful to your Creator as well, to always be kind and good in relationship to yourself first. What we need to understand is the equitable being, to be transparent, to always stay balanced, to never leave our alignment, to never leave that higher consciousness. Eventually, it's okay if we're only 80% present, and then we lose that presence for a little bit. But we can, the more we anchor it, the less we can lose it. We don't lose it, we just forget it for a very short time. What we need to do is peace, cultivate the peace, the inner peace, call on the inner peace at any time. It will, if we call it long enough, it will restore all the energies. And the outcome is co-creation. We're all here to co-create. Whenever we put minds together, we co-create. Every discussion we have, we co-create. So co-create with people that have positive. Do not get involved in co-creation of negative thoughts and fearful thoughts and fearful egregores that they're so popular and they're broadcasting it all over the place. So if you can find people that we can co-create. share good ideas, good thoughts, good possibilities to envision a bright future. That this is really what assists the world in the most powerful way. For in September, there's going to be this new technology that's going to be downloaded into the consciousness of humanity. Is the Ark of the Covenant for the old laws of Moses, but it will be transformed into the Rainbow Bridge, the seven divine rays of infinity. So we'll be able to utilize those energies, this technology to ascend. There will be a bridge to the higher planes. So it is all coming together. Well, this is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you for your support. I wanted to thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. And but removing all the doubts in the divine is really will take care of everything else. For the Spirit can do so much for us, but we have this free will. We cannot. God will not force Himself upon anybody. Yet there are times where the planes of reality are being adjusted, centered. For God is the supervisor, is the only one that knows all the ins and outs of everything. So just trust that energy, and through your I am presence, which is your an individual part of the divine creator, the pre-personal spirit that is assigned to your ministry, to the ministry of your soul. Yeah, you can fully trust. The I am presence will never force it. Will propose always ideas. Will never force this will upon you. For the soul, maybe forcing yourself to do certain things, but the I am presence is quite detached from the process, yet it wants to unify with the soul to create eventually these eternal fusions where the pre-personal spirit of God become one with the immortal soul, at which point there is become one entity, and this is really the passport to paradise and the return to the source. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I was going to sing a new songs, but I wasn't really feeling too much up to it today. So I find a song that I already sang. It's a spiritual song, an old song from John and Vangelis. It's called "I'll Find My Way Home." You ask me where to begin. Am I so lost in my sin? You ask me where did I fall? I say I can't tell you when, but if my spirit is lost, I find what is near. Don't question, I'm not alone. Somehow I'll find my way home. My sun shall rise in the east, so shall my heart be at peace. And if you're asking me when, I'll say it starts at the end. You know your will to be free is matched with love secretly, and thought will alter your prayer. Somehow you find you are there. Your friend is close by your side and speaks in far ancient tongue. A season's wish will come true. All seasons begin with you. One world we all come from. One world will melt into one. Just hold my hand and we're there. Somehow we're going somewhere. Somehow we're going somewhere. You ask me where to begin. Am I so lost in my sin? You ask me where did I fall? I'll say I can't tell you when. But if my spirit is strong, I know it can't be long. No question, I'm not alone. Somehow I'll find my way home. Somehow I'll find my way home. Somehow I'll find my way home. somehow we'll find our way home. The home is where the heart is where home is, and so it is not, it's always been there too, and it's just amazing. We're just coming to discover it, or we're deepening that connection. But do not doubt for a second your connection, and make it strong. Connect to all the higher intelligence of the universe. Are ready to respond. Call on the Christ for assist. He will always be faithful and truthful to your own path. Not to preconceived ideas that we may have about him, or about what the truth may be. For we do not know the truth. If we knew the truth, we would already be there. So it's about being flexible and allowing ourselves to change direction whenever is needed, to find more happiness, to find more joy. And the card of the day is the Lady of Gabriel, passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. This is really what we want to find, our passion, and let go of attachment, to be charmed, to move into a state of grace, to be brilliant, to shine your light in a humble way, but to compromise your vibration, and to be independent, very much. You can from now on undertake anything. Go towards what you aspire. You are attracting the people capable to help you on your way. So all the resources, the people, the finances, everything will be provided as we move into faith and allow the flow to come into our life. She will greatly assist us. Gabriel, call on Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel is the Archangel of Ascension as well. For all beings are really eager. They're always happy to be called on to assist, and so it is part of their mission right now. This earth is really a great center of activity, and quite a focal point in the galactic ascension and universal ascension. I thank you very much, and you are the center of that. For that, everything happens through you. Let go of all, just as a final, do not invest time and energy discussing those things that are completely outside of your power. Trust God with everything. Focus on what is within your power to change, and that is to tune into the joy, to tune into to let go of anything that prevents you from feeling joy and well-being. I thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.